Hello and welcome to this week's Weekly Rewind. My name is Nilufer and I'm happy to bring you a new episode in our series of Weekly Rewinds. This week, the top news is from the Supreme Court with respect to the scope of the Consumer Protection Act and the new Central Motor Vehicle Rules 2022. For this news and much more, keep watching this episode. Are you someone who has availed banking services to expand your business and are planning to seek relief against the bank under the Consumer Protection Act? As per a recent Supreme Court ruling, you cannot do so. The court has held that the business-to-business disputes cannot be construed as consumer disputes under the Consumer Protection Act, as Consumer Protection Act revolves around business-to-consumer disputes and not for business-to-business disputes. The court was deciding the case wherein a person had opened an account with the Punjab National Bank. He took overdraft facility to expand his business profits, and subsequently from time to time the overdraft facility was enhanced so as to further expand his business and increase his profits. In such circumstances, the court has held that this relation was purely business to business, and therefore such transactions would clearly come within the ambit of commercial purposes. It cannot be said that the services were availed exclusively for the purposes of earning his livelihood by means of self-employment. In an interesting ruling, the Supreme Court has dismissed an appeal challenging the decision of the state of Rajasthan to place persons having experience in the state of Rajasthan against those having experience in other states on different footings for extending benefits of the state notification providing bonus marks. This case relates to the discrimination between candidates with experience in the National Health Mission and the National Rural Health Mission in Rajasthan as against those working outside the state of Rajasthan. Noticeably, the government of Rajasthan has conducted several training programs for the persons working with pertaining to the particular or the peculiar working patterns in the rural areas of the state of Rajasthan, including the tribal and the arid zones, and such a training is mandatory, and non-joining of the same would result in non-renewal of the service contracts. It has been held by the High Court that the persons who have this special knowledge in working in the state of Rajasthan, they form a class different from the persons not having this experience or working inside the state. The Supreme Court approved the findings of the Rajasthan High Court, and the bench held that every state has its own problems and issues, and the persons who are trained to meet such circumstances stand on a different pedestal. The court, while addressing that, holding or making discreet phone calls frequently by the wife with another man disregarding the warning of her husband that too at odd hours would amount to matrimonial cruelty, the High Court also made another significant observation that normally matrimonial cruelty takes place within the four walls of a matrimonial home, and therefore independent witness may not be available. Hence, the court can even act upon the sole testimony of the spouse if it is found convincing and reliable. While dealing with the matter regarding the protection of live-in relationships, the Punjab and Haryana High Court has held that every person in the territory of India has an inherent and indefeasible fundamental right to life flowing from Article 21 of the Constitution of India, and the state is duty-bound to protect life. In this matter, the couple was in a live-in relationship and were fearing for their lives and liberty, hence they approached the court. The court observed that we are governed by the rule of law and following the constitutional dharma. In the ever-evolving society, evolving the law with it, the time is to shift the perspective from the didactics of the orthodox society, shackled with the strong strings of morality supported by religions, to one that values an individual's life above all. While dealing with the case wherein, as per the allegations levelled in the FIR, a morphed photo showing Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi shaking hands with the dreaded and wanted terrorist Hafiz Syed was posted on Facebook in the name of Anil Sharma, and objectionable post in question was shared by the applicant. The Allahabad High Court observed that the internet and social media has become an important tool through which individuals can exercise their right to freedom of expression, but the right to freedom of expression comes with its own set of responsibilities and duties. Further, the court also expressed that posting and sharing unhealthy materials with unparliamentary language and remarks etc. on social media without any solid basis cause a deleterious effect at society, and therefore, ergo, in order to protect the reputation and character of individuals, this should be completely stopped. Chhattisgarh High Court, while addressing a case of divorce, expressed that if the husband keeps another lady and gives shelter to her and proceeds to have a child with the said lady, and for that reason if his first wife has to leave the matrimonial house because of the physical and mental torture that is meted out to her, it cannot be presumed as a desertion on the part of the wife. In this case, the wife was subjected to mental and physical cruelty, and she was forced to leave her matrimonial home as the husband had kept one concubine. The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has issued a notification to mandate the procedure for detailed investigation of road accidents, the detailed accident reports and its reporting, along with the timelines for different stakeholders for quick settlement of claims by the Motor Accident Claims Tribunal. Further, it has also mandated incorporation of the mobile number in the certificate of insurance. The central government has notified the Central Motor Vehicle Accident Fund Rules of 2022, which will come into force on April 1st. The rules provide for establishment of the Motor Vehicle Accident Fund and the disbursement of fund for hit and run compensation under Section 161. Section 161 of the Motor Vehicles Act provide for the enhanced compensation for hit and run cases of death and injuries. Section 161, effective from April 2022 as amended by the Motor Vehicles Act of 2019, has increased the compensation for death in hit and run cases from 25,000 to Rs 2 lakh. In cases of grievous injury, the compensation was enhanced from 12,500 to Rs 50,000. On February 25th, the central government has notified the compensation to victims of hit and run motor accident schemes of 2022, which will come into effect from April 1, 2022. This scheme is issued in supersession of the Solatium Scheme of 1989. The scheme provides for constitution of standing committee and district level committee procedure for making claim application, payment of compensation. To read the detailed report, refer the SCC online blog. The Delhi High Court has announced to make electronic filing compulsory, and e-filing rules have been notified with the motive to reduce physical appearance in the courts due to COVID, and will continue to be applicable even after the physical filing is resumed. MCA has modified the NFRA rules relating to salary and various allowances for the chairpersons and members of authority. Among other changes, the rules are modified to increase the consolidated monthly salary of the chairperson from 2,50,000 to 4,50,000. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for next week for more episodes.